Huge thank you to everyone who came out. It's been hanging around since the very beginning of our streams. And it's been really just heartwarming to see that there's like a little community that's starting to form. And it's awesome having you guys hanging out in the chat and everything. And getting excited for the same things that we're getting excited for. So it's been awesome. Try as I might, I cannot help shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding. But it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. So let us speak then of a more current matters, in particular the state of the Crystal Braves. Alfino did well to found the organization, mini-army, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Alfino has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer. I should be most grateful if you would go to him and support him in whatever manner you are able. Quest accepted. It is fun how the quests we kind of accept early, then get all the information, but there's no chance to back out. It's not like you can be like, what? Help Alfino? No, I don't want to do it. It's like too late. You've accepted this quest whether you like it or not.
Mipilia pulls out a gun and she's like, I'm no longer asking.
This is not a request. This is a demand. You would lend a hand, you say? I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demands upon my time are such that I had little choice. That being the case, I have entrusted its resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Ilberd. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with the particulars. Many thanks in advance, Jake. Okay.
Hail to you, Scion. How might we serve you?
Nice. Well, we were told that we should help out.
Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us?
Leveilleur? I like how he
These are welcome
says Alfino.
tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own. Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the grand companies.
Nero?
After some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ.
Oh.
We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy.
The Ivy. Also remember that we still have the white-haired Ice Lady that we have not finished that storyline either, and what she's doing behind the giant ice wall. There's a lot of unfinished storylines that we're still working on.
We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purpose by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-man army like you.
Okay, so we are off to the Hall of Flames to go visit one of our favorites, Roban. And he's not going to be too happy about hearing that there's a Garlean spy in his ranks.
Well, what brings you here, my friend?
Unfortunately, bad news.
He is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears. But look at you. The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Are you British?
Not many.
The Bloody
but fewer
Braves.
still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not? Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanaland than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it.
Oh, that's super cool. That's how he kind of got up into the ranks. Won 1,000 matches.
Then, with
1,000
your
win
mountain
streak
of
is
prize
pretty
money,
long
you
way.
bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother. Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
But he's been a hero for us for a long time, so.
Bah,
Look at all those
spare
scars.
me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. You sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some stuff.
Oh, standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway.
Yeah, enough buttering up.
I have tidings.
Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Uldar to her foundations.
Teleji
In such
Adeleji
uncertain
Foundations.
times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the monetarists have been in league with the Empire from the first?
A long
Very
time.
well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime.
He took it well. I was
It
half
does me well
expecting.
to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I half expected him to get super upset and be like, "How dare you accuse my men of blah blah blah."
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days and drink to the future of our homeland.
The flame salute that we know so well.
Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
Not a problem. Let's grab that. Though, of course, now I'm actually thinking about it. I'm like, how full is our... Don't look! Everybody close your eyes, alright? There's nothing to see here. Alright, let me just pull some of these things down into here and deal with them at a later time. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine.
You're at your grand company. You could just turn them in right now.
I know, but I might need to use them. Alright, here, I'll do one just for your sake. Noble Arm Guards, boom, 345, done.
More like no more arm guards, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, wait a minute. No, I needed that for a certain glamour. No! Oh! Our business here is concluded for the time being. Let us return to the Rising Stones and report to Commander Levelure. Levelure. Oh! Oh, Lovava just wants us to pay her teleportation fee. Oh, no, she's teleported for us. All right. All right, thank you. Here, I'll give you a flame salute that you can't see anymore. We are returned from Uldar, Commander. Oh, that's right. They do have their own salute. It's an arm behind their back and one fist up. I think it's the right fist up. So it's kind of similar to the Uldar salute, but a little different. You will recall that the 4th was tasked with reconnoitering the rendezvous site used by the Ivy's minion and his Imperial contacts. Soon after you left, we received word that the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. According to the report, one of ours has been taken captive. The Garleans are not wont to treat their foemen with dignity, and I have grave fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party at once. Recall those braves who are afield. Begging your pardons, Commander, but we have not the time. We'll go. We'll do it. Captain Ilberd has the right of it. I trust you are willing, but of course you are. Now, Aliene of the 4th lies in wait in the tangle, near the entrance to the Castrum Sentry. Hey, we've been there before. Seek her out, and she will appraise you of the situation. Alright, that's here in Mordona, if I'm remembering correctly. You would aid us in the rescue mission? We are in your debt, Warrior of Light. Now, time is against us, so allow me to brief you on the situation. Or just run in, let's go! Oh no, I guess this is in here, isn't it? I didn't mean to just barge on in.
Privileges of flying.
Right, exactly. I'm trying to figure out... Oh, they're right here. I see. We took the shortcut. Thank goodness we found you. Thank you, Warrior of Light. Now, to quit this accursed place. Resh cannot move with those wounds. She will need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is in order. Might we trouble you to provide one? Given your reputation, I suspect the Garleans will only be too happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create a commotion within the cast room, we should be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak again once we're safely outside these walls. You! I have important business with you.
I like how we're just attacking everything, even if it's not part of it.
Oh, yes! Oh, we're taking it all down. Come on, Shoreblood, thank you for all the heals. And by that, I totally mean Lovov is doing a better job than you, so.
I'll be honest, I'm not casting any heals.
Oh, nice! All they cast sleep on everyone.
But no, this spell.
Oh, the giant bright one!
Flashbangs.
Yes, there we go. Open sesame! We've escaped! You have done us a great service indeed. Thanks to your aid, our comrade Resh is safe. We suffered no further casualties. All that is left is to report the mission's success to Commander Leveilleur. I shall go on ahead to the Rising Stones. Ah, it does me well to see you thus returned. Though I doubt not your prowess, entering enemy stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture, and I must confess to have been a trifle anxious. But here you are, hale and whole, having succeeded in your mission as your wont. Allow me to thank you also, Scion. Resh owes you her life. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with, and it may yet take time, but I will not rest until we have identified and apprehended the Ivy. As for you, Jake, I realize you have scarce caught your breath, but I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany me to Coerthan. I have been granted an audience with an Ishgardian dignitary, you see, and the man expressly requested your presence. Oh, don't look so surprised. You should be familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you are ready. I am ready. Antecedent. I take it Jake has explained the situation. See, he literally just let us do all the dirty work. Alright, that's fine. He has. Yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spurned all contact with the other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? It's the Ascians. We saw that in the last cutscene with them, which was really cool. The huge temple, all the soldiers and everything, and they were hiding behind the Holy See. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Abalathia's spine, ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which presides the Archbishop. Members of the original Eorzean alliance formed in the wake of the Alamigo's fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of convenience who withdrew from the alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silvertear Skies, since which time their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. They have rejected every one of their former allies' call to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to the neighbors' pleas even when the calamity loomed at large. And on the fields of Cartano, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. I've explained over and over again that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot help to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall, as once fell Alamigo. Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction? Unless they're seeking something. I should hope so. Rather than the lowly messengers we have been fobbed off with in the past, this time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. Of course, I'm not so naive to think that they come to us out of goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, though I have yet to find out what. There's always a catch. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead, Jake. Our old friend, Lord Harshifon, is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with the man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. Ah, Jake, ever a welcome sight. Our hearths would have been stoked to blazing in preparation for your arrival. It would not do for such a distinguished personage to catch cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. Forgive us for yet another imposition. I fear we have relied overmuch on your aid since you so generously assisted us in locating the Enterprise. And he also sent the goods to Mordona. He's helped a lot. He's been a really good friend. Nonsense. Any debts incurred have long since been repaid. Besides, who can say what the future may bring? But to the matter at hand. Sir Emeric arrived in Camp Dragonhead earlier, and I am told he is eager to meet with you at your first convenience. Pray inform the knight stationed outside the intercessory. He will grant you entrance and send word to the other attendees. Leapfrog. As the gatekeeper here is just like, what are these idiots? Is this really the Warrior of Light? The guy who took down Primals is running around hopping in the snow like an imbecile? We have been expecting you, sir. Pray, take your ease inside, and I shall summon the others. Proceed to the intercessory. Oh. Fancy gear. Okay, I like her hair. That's cool.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you.
Leveilleur.
I'm Emeric, Lord Commander of
Emeric.
the Temple Knights.
Your reputation precedes you, Sir Emeric. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Is
I
that
am
what
not
it said?
too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination. Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
Sure. Smooth talking, Ellison.
I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Don't get mad, Alfino.
The Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare.
I mean, according to that little cutscene we got, it seemed like you had plenty of knights.
Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
But if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here. It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Forton has offered to revenue.
Forton, I forgot, that's right.
These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
We would be in your debt.
You would not, for I require something in exchange.
We want the Warrior of
Of
Light
late,
to
there
work
has
for
been
us.
a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard-Sorma.
Midgard-Sorma.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Wait, is this the huge giant dragon that is wrapped around the ship? I guess the ship is the Agrius, the not impervious ship.
So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake?
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
That's all he wants.
We shall, Commander.
He has a dream. I've got a dream. Oh, interruption.
What is the meaning of this? The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked. It was Iceheart, my lord.
Ah, Iceheart.
What? By the Fury! All our precautions were for naught?
She has got awesome armor. Just we were starting to make progress. And to make matters worse, the caravan they spoke about was bound for Revenant's Toll of all places. This is like the second? Maybe even if we didn't hear about a second one, a third one that's been attempted to be sent and each one gets raided. Honestly, were I so inclined, I should think the gods were conspiring against us. Happily, however, I am not. I would know more of this attack, Let us speak with Lord Harchiffon and find out what he has learned. My sincerest apologies for the interruption, my friends, but the situation is such that we must act swiftly. 'Twas an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant, every knight was slain, every crate seized. Then, as quickly as they appeared, they were gone. You have a knack for discerning hidden truths, Jake. Why don't you go and inspect the ambush site in person? Well, thanks to this handy-dandy UI I've got.
Cape Westman, yeah.
Whee! Oh, wait, whoa, that's too far! Ow! That was way further than I was expecting or desiring to fall. Now we have to go climbing back up. Wait, did you fall too?
No, people are jumping off.
Oh. That smack when you hit the floor is just painful sounding.
You're very warm.
Is it upstairs?
Getting warmer.
Ah. Hey. Oh, the sparkles! And then there was red everywhere I looked. I tried to fight, but I took a blow to the head. By the time I came to, the others were dead, and the heretics were unloading the wagon. I couldn't... I mean, they'd have killed me, so I just lay still instead. Oh, and listened. I mean, it does make sense, because at least you have information to give, otherwise we wouldn't have this information at all, so I could totally support that. Iceheart's people spoke of deliverance and resurrection, and they spoke of Shiva. Shiva? Ah, you've returned. What news have you for us? Well, something about Shiva, and they pretended to be pilgrims. Who is this Shiva the heretic spoke of? Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, an apostate who lay down with dragons. Wait, you say she is their patron saint? Oh, no, it all makes sense now. Lord Harchiffon, where was the caravan's cargo? If I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Do you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva, as the beast tribe would a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure crystals? I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alfino. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. Naturally, that includes you, though I'm sure you would not miss this for the world. After appraising Menfilia of the situation, I saw summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, Jake, pray join me in the White Brim front. Since the incident at Snowcloak, the Knights of House Derunder have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in the region. It is my hope that they have information which may well help us to determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Drillemont should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there, then? Good. Not even giving us a moment to respond. Alright, then. You got it, Zolvava. It's time to fight. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn wish to join in the hunt for Iceheart? Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the report I just received, I dare say your timing could be no better. We are all ears, Lord Drillemont. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak. Their self-same frozen wall which we have speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice it to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirms our suspicions. I have heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of Crystal Braves to White Brim front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available to us. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. 'Twould be our best interest to coordinate our efforts. And so it begins, my friend, though I dare say it will prove an all too brief collaboration. Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Ah, this is the white-haired lady. My lady, everything has been accounted for. If there is aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. Seems like they're getting ready for the summoning. I trust you haven't forgotten of Inquisitor Guilliman. Oh yes, definitely not forgotten that sassy Guilliman. Accordingly, we conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone in White Brim front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. If this man had pledged himself to Iceheart's cause, he will have taken note of the movements of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves. and upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. And I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. I have seen to it that our suspect knows nothing which could endanger our plans. Alright. Is there a creep emote so that we can go sneaking along? Hey, hey! Where in the heaven hells are you? I'm freezing my butt off here. Who are you waiting for? Oh, I'm here, you oaf. Why are you late? Standing on a wall. Why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Your sole duty is to the... Bloody echo. Lower your voice so they'll hear us and wipe in front. Yes, of course. The temple knights are in Snowcloak. This is what you bring me? We already knew about... Our comrades in Boulder Downs will use the tunnels dead before they know what's happening. Nevertheless, if you waste my time again, is that clear? Clearly he doesn't care about the echo. So there's an ambush set up in Boulder Downs. We'll be dead before we know it. Well, did your investigation bear fruit? Well, we did, but we also know that we're going to totally get trapped and die in probably an avalanche. So, it's helpful stuff. I see. I shall have the men detained at once. His guilt is plain. Ugh, would that you could have heard their words more clearly. Yet the few snatches you're able to make out are nonetheless enlightening. It would seem the heretics are aware of our operation, and confident that they can thwart it. Their comrades in Boulder Downs are key to their plans, which means it is key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. It would put my mind at ease if you would consent to assist my knights with their search. I know they would take courage from the presence of a storied warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Boulder Downs. If Halon is kind, we may catch these heretics before their plans come to fruition. Show them no mercy, Jake. The lives of our allies are at stake. All right. Time to wet my blade and turn it red once more. Oh, look at the knights have already been slapped. This is terrible. Oh, Lalaki with the little axe. All right. Well, we revenged the poor soldiers. Your knights, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm gonna have to send some unhappy letters to their family members. By the fury, those were veterans with years of service. And now they lie dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No, we have not the men to spare, not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsmen's watches at our outpost in Snowcloak. The traitor was stationed there long before he aroused our suspicions. Would that we had caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use their tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. House Dunder must send reinforcements. Even if it means withdrawing knights from the stone vigil. I can see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. Ooh, convincing them to leave the fight with the dragons for this is gonna be tough, but... Time is of the essence, Jake. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak unawares. But all is not lost yet. If you leave now, there may still be time to warn them. Make haste, I beseech you. Fly, fools! To Snowcloak and tell Sarah Emmerich everything we have discovered. Emmerich. Jake, this is a welcome surprise. Perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we have yet to uncover any hidden... you're gonna get ambushed and probably killed here momentarily, so prepare your men. You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. Has Commander Levillier been informed? The Braves must also be made aware. Prepare for attack, Alfino! There is much to be warned about. It must be here. I am certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? Forewarned though we be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching us at this very moment. Suddenly an arrow. Confound it, this is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skins when we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this summoning. There she is! Come here, girl. What? Ida! Just in time. That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. Commander Levelure. Ah, Papalimo. There's been a development, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we have secured the entrance to some half-dozen tunnels after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. But that's not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Oh, he's doing the salute. Nice. Haha, just as I suspected. Amongst this warren of tunnels lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Summon the others. We're going in. A moment, Alfino. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with any certainty where it leads, much less what is waiting for us there. Change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Emeric and keep the heretics here at bay, you will go wherever that tunnel leads. If you find Iceheart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see that you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many, or Papalimo will sulk. Per Sir Emeric's orders, we stand guard outside. Please be aware that even should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave our post. We're on our own. Snowcloak is now accessible. Ooh, this place is beautiful. Let it go. Let it go. I do appreciate the game developers' attempt to provide a story excuse for why we go into these events a little bit smaller of groups and things. Door to silence. Only a special key. We have the
I
key?
picked it up.
Oh, okay, nice. Was it from the bear?
Yeah, the bear drops it.
One deal. Ah, right. Oh, we got ads. Ooh. Don't step on that. Looks bad. Nice. Awesome ice giant. A Yeti? Oh, you're a cool looking Yeti.
Do you see what's happening to the minions?
They're dropping down into snowballs? I saw the snowballs there earlier. Is he turning them into snowballs? Boom. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So I wonder if I can angle him into... Oh, we gotta go behind it. Wait a minute. Does that knock... Okay, that was cool. So you knocked him out of whatever big AoE he was gonna do by throwing the snowball into him. Come on, give me the right attack. There we go. Sidestep it. Oh, I got frozen too! Oh, that's a problem. Alright, come over here and hit this guy. Oh, did we do... Oh, somebody else did it in time. Nice. There we go. Oh, we're gonna snowball all of them! Come on! Yeah! Nice. Go, my snowball. Nice. And he's down. Poor buddy. He did look pretty cute, though. Tunnel here. Hello? Oh. Okay, here we go. Oh, Snowclops. It's like a Cyclops. Oh, got more icicles falling. That's okay, I'll get a screenshot here. Oh, Ice Wolf. Look at that feller. Oh, I did not pay attention to that. I was taking a screenshot. Oh no, now could be the death of my whole party. Everyone's been frozen. What have I done? Ah, there we go, Monk. Let her rip. Ninja was 100% the Naruto class. You even need to memorize your ninjutsu combinations. That will be for me way down the road. I can't even remember where to go in a lot of these fights, so.
The tales do not do you justice, warrior of light.
Oh, that's the crystal in the background. Here she is.
Yes. I know who you are.
Iceheart.
And you know who I am.
She does look
given
crystal.
the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart.
Izel. I mean, literally Elsa, but different.
This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light.
You offering an alternative solution?
I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost.
Oh, interesting.
In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good. For Eorzea. For Hydaelyn.
For Hydaelyn? That gives you a moment of pause. Oh, I like the blue hearts for the ice heart. Nice. Very nice. Well, that took longer than I expected. What news, Jake? Well, we let Iceheart go because she looked cool. That she managed to escape is regrettable, but from your description of that beast... I mean, we kind of let her walk out, but... Of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. The Antecedent should be here any minute. I can only assume that some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this cold, made worse by the fact that it's the middle of the night and dark and cold and snowing and terrible and awful weather. Where is my /shiver emote when I want it? See? She's wearing a coat! Look at Minfilia, actually prepped and ready. Wonderful to see someone has a brain in this troop. Antecedent, you come looking very warm, straight from the archives of House Fortome. I trust your time there proved fruitful. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She laid down with a dragon, the gravest of all sins, according to the Ashgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I doubt very much that we will find useful answers in the archives of the House Fortome. You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? I mean, she said that she was doing it for Hydaelyn, so... Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good. Alright now, Thanos, calm down. Sir Aymeric might take issue with her methods. Ishgardian's primal exports are elf Catholicism and Windchill. Alright, Bishop, that's pretty fantastic. That's pretty awesome. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I had expected, Sir Aymeric. There are those who believe that faith is a renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who will live a life in service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we choose. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. 'Twas a different time, nay, a different era, and Scripture tells us only so much. That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait to the negotiating table, to be sure. Less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plans can succeed? Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. So was grandfather. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect, she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation who yearn for a resurrection of the one who embodies their beliefs. If that is not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Minfilia. They have both of them in abundance. My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the aetheryte Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another Aetherite, somewhere not far to the west. Unless Iceborne has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume that she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route, most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. That will take some time. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. Where's Yashtola to help us out with that? One of our colleagues in Charlayan may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I dare not think how long it will take us to survey the entire tunnel system. And deal with all the monsters that are in it. I mean, we dealt with a whole bunch on our journey through it. While Minfilia looks to our Aetherite problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter entirely. The 3rd unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly, despite our numbers. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits. We dealt with that when we went around helping to recruit for them. Many of whom look up to you, in case you were not aware. Oh, we were aware. I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those blue coats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Oh, what did you say about blue coats? We just saunter up like that? It's so great. Well, stay with him, then, if you think you'll fare any better. Oh, nope. Now, there's no need for that. ... There are places like this in my homeland, sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Oh, it's her! Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I haven't done anything wrong. Captain Merchant. None but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will. We shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Darn it all. Ah, he did the despair emote! Yes! What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yagiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills. Skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. Yeah, of course. You may definitely hang out. Oh, Alfino gets to decide. That is a most generous offer, Lady Yagiri, and one which I will gladly accept. Good. I like the idea that you body Alfino out of the way and are like, no, that's pretty much what I was trying to do. Alfino's like, we appreciate your offer. Boom! Oh, we'll take you! We definitely will have you on board. Come on, Yagiri, let's go get a drink. Captain Ilbert, your report if you would. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Raban's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? Is it you, Ilbert? Are you the one who is the Ivy? Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several highly ranked flames, any one of them who could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their hand. I expect to hear from them ere long. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nofika's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. See, we are literally the arm candy for Alfino. We have sauntered our rival. Raban is here!
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
Has their civil war ended?
The rumors are true then? The
Merwin.
War of Succession is ended.
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who dat?
Who?
Oh.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Talk about being imposing.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
We have
'Twas
gone
the
so
grandson
far
and his
without
uncle
getting a
who
cape
had the
yet.
strongest claims, was it not?
Grandson and uncle.
Indeed. Yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a
Ye
respected
Galvus.
military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Maybe join us and hang
I
out.
suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Here's an idea. Just arrest everyone. Put them all in dungeons for several... I'm kidding. Since we spoke of the Observatorium, Captain Ilberd has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Jake. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilberd near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Coerthan, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meanwhile, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. It's only appropriate that the Ivy comes to such a beautiful green wood, such as Gridania. Listen well. The spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Elaine Royal. It's like Braille, but Royal. Raban's second in command. Wait, really? Have we met Elaine Royal before? Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with a polearm has to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian's birth, she is the highest-ranking foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. Oh, we're gone. Oh, nice. Ducked behind the rock.
It might be Roywa, but I'm not 100% sure.
We'll find out once the cinematic starts, I'm sure. This way, friends. Oh, it's the Yagiri. She's here. She has joined us. Lead the way, Yagiri. Flame Marshal Elaine Roer, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool. She does not look very happy at all. Haha. Well, you kind of gave it away. There was no chance for a hidden joke or anything. You know, or even a like, what? I totally was doing business. This is my good friend so-and-so. We just happened to be talking about buying eggs in large bulk. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twellswood? When last I looked, that was no crime. and neither was conversing with passing strangers. There she is, trying to play it off. You would feign ignorance, then? Very well. If you do not think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now come quietly, or I will make you wish that you had. Oh, okay. She's genuinely gonna try to, play ignorant. Fear not. My countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe. So please, give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. See, she wants to spend more time with us. I can tell. I can tell. I am... What? Tataru can juggle? Oh my word, this is the coolest thing ever. Yep, this is definitely by far the best thing that has happened since we started playing Final Fantasy XIV. Are we gonna distract her? Oh my gosh, she could juggle even while distracted. Steady, steady. Not bad, eh? With a little more practice, I could earn a fortune at the Ruby Road Exchange. That's amazing. And I'm glad that she took a little bit of time to relax and do some juggling too. She cannot be seriously considering it. Life as a street performer should be one's last resort, not their first. Binfilia, it's been a while, but we have returned. Welcome back, Jake. I understand that Alfino had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Charges of treason and espionage against Elaine Roa? I can scarcely believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. After discussing the matter at length with Uranger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution, which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise, a colleague of ours who is currently en route to the Revenant's Toll from Charlayan. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. And since you are here, mayhap we could welcome her together? I am certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. Oh, so this is someone new. It's time. Everyone knows something I don't know. What am I missing? Charlayan friend. She's got the same symbols on her neck like Thancred.
Am I right?
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
I wonder where Charlayan is on the map. We should look at that and see if we can find it.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Charlayan scholar and an authority on aetherite technologies. She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Moonbreeder.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Oh, you can give her a thumbs up, Jake. It's not that hard. Chat going crazy. I love it.
Oh, talk to her before you talk to me.
Oh, I missed it. Can I escape?
Moon! Gods, it's been ages!
Oh, longer, sister.
Sister? Are they actual sisters?
A joyous reunion indeed.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I
Oh.
are like twin sisters.
Like twin sisters. Nice.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Charlayan to assist us.
Charlayan. I always say it wrong.
As many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
White auracite.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits.
She's got cool gray
nothing at
eyes.
all to reform thy youthful manner.
Younger sister?
Urianger, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Maybe older sister.
Unhand me.
Oh, she just picked him straight up. Love it.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me.
Unhand me.
I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Go on.
Go on.
Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit.
Oh?
Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress thee the gravity of the circumstance.
Sure,
Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
His fancy language. She's just totally messing with him.
You still haven't found it then? You're missing Aetherite.
She knows how to push all of his buttons.
We have not. No.
I'm sorry, but if the Aetherite's been destroyed, then that's that. In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Wait, what?
As you know, Aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an Aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
So what is white aurosite?
I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the Aetherite. However, white aurosite cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand.
If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
Okay then, that's that.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
Oh, clearly you enjoy the gold saucer. Alright, here we go. Time to become a spirit. Where's the crystals to imbue it with? Oh, they're just gonna straight up imbue it with their magic. Okay. Ah, it worked! I think. Try attuning to the Aetherite now. Feel for the current and try to locate the beacon. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If, by the grace of the 12, you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual. If she succeeds, we'll have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. May Halon bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Turned into Aether. Oh, we just go straight in.
You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Oh, she's becoming Saint Shiva. Look at the ice. Okay, I'm getting Garuda vibes here. The hair into icicles is really cool. Whoa! Ow. Wow, that killed a lot of people. Okay. Okay, now we're in trouble. Oh. She went away. Making a barrier of ice. Ah! We're all frozen! And scatter them like dust. That was epic. Oh, get out of that circle. This music reminds me of Ruby, if you've ever watched that show. Oh, she's so close! We're almost there! Woo! That was an awesome fight. That was probably one of the first fights that it truly felt like, as a tank, we had a hefty impact on that fight. Because there were a lot of people that were dying around us, and the healers were barely keeping us alive. Like, the numerous times our health was like, I go back up, pull back up. And it really was me trying to both time out certain mitigations. I think that we used our hallowed ground at a really good time when there were all of the ice giants and she was focusing on us. And so we could just take a full beating for a couple of seconds, giving the healers time to be able to res other people. That felt very impactful in a really good way. That was awesome.
Fool. Blind, bloody fool.
You need to tell us about your plan if you don't want us to be a fool. Explain to us why it is that you're doing what you're doing. Why do you see yourself as being a righteous one?
You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the keeper of the lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander Mother's gift.
Heidelin? Oh, man. Think. She definitely seemed like she was in communication or at least had some relationship with Heidelin. Are we following the Ascians' plan to perfection?
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome. Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased.
And then he's unhappy that La Habrea will be pleased. By the 12, you're alive! I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? Well, how alive do I feel? If you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see? No? No, fair enough. I was only asking. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, eh? I'll get everyone to meet us there. But before that, you had best pay a visit to White Brim Front and speak with Alfino. He is probably worried sick about you. So, tip for tanking, keep the boss looking away from the party, or those frontal cone attacks will kill the party. Most bosses do frontal AoE. Oh! You know what? I guess I didn't run around behind her, did I? I kind of just walked up to her in the front and just started tanking away. Clearly, all of the rangers should know to just go around to the other side. It's not my fault that... No, you're right. If I run to behind them, then they'll turn around.
Well, I did know, but I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna stand here and there is the meme, like, well, guess I'll die.
Guess I'll die then.
Also, I thought it was so funny where you're like, man, we you know, I feel like we really helped the party as the tank. Right?
I feel like you were really being an impact in this fight.
It's like, yes, it was impactful.
As everyone's dying and cursing me at their own computers. What is this tank doing? Gosh, does he even know how this fight works? Gosh darn it, this is the worst tank I've ever played with. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory. If you would be so kind. Well, we've clearly been lied to this whole time, and the dragons are the rightful rulers of this land, and so we should all submit ourselves to being eaten by the dragons, and the Dravanians take over everything. So, sound like a
Hail dragons.
Hail dragons! Then we were too late to prevent the summiting. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. Ah, on an unrelated note, Jake. Might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? 'Tis not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. What? Even the tail, like, what? Men give vent to their anxieties in a myriad of ways. Pray, do not think less of him.
He was worried about us.
Saunter off. I think he likes us. What were you thinking, Jake? Wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarnings to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway? And then engaging the abomination in mortal combat? By the fury, Jake, 'tis the stuff of ballads, a battle of the ages! Would that I had been there to fight by your side! Yet here I was forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture upon my most hated enemy. But you're here now, and that's what truly matters. Let us move on and do some squats. Thank goodness. Thank you for your concern. That's very kind of you. Sir, Amaric wishes to have words with you and Master Alfinon in private. He awaits us at the intercessory.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard,
I forgot how
allow
deep
me
his
to
voice was.
express my deepest thanks. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgardsormr could return? Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Of course.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights?
It's cool that she kind of stepped in because the honor of them were being challenged.
One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is?
You're a smooth talker. And you got
Because
that emo boy band.
To tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs.
I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs.
You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not
Just
at
a
all.
little.
You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard,
and of Eorzea at large. I pray our peoples can put aside their differences.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reappraisal of the primal threat, and of our approach to combating it. Come, Jake, it is better that we continue this conversation in Mordor. There are people listening. There is little fortune and far less fame in being a receptionist, but one must be realistic. Also, it would seem that I was grossly misinformed regarding the average earnings of a street performer. Aw, so you gave up on your street performer arts? Well, I hope that you can still entertain other people with your amazing skills. You impressed me, that's for sure. Trying to tumble the table now, are we? Don't give up yet, boy. Ida, line 'em up. I just gotta say, you're pretty alright. Thancred's having issues.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Coerthan, assuming you're ready to speak of it. Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Well, that's what you're concerned about?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
Certainly hit like a primal.
It can be that good King Mogulmog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role.
And she definitely had a connection to Heidelwinds, which did make her special.
Privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. You think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Yeah, we've seen a whole bunch of these characters pass through the use of the Echo, and allows you to see way back.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard-Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard-Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
Certainly seem very well connected. I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgard-Zoma. Given his great age, I dare say he appears more than a few... Huh, did you hear that? The commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss? I did not hear a commotion outside. Your ears must be much better than ours. Jake, 'tis well that you are on hand. We have a problem. Oh, Roa has escaped. It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. She makes for the Castrum Meridium, I am certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Pray make haste to Camp Bluefog and join the hunt. My thanks for coming, Scion. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Roa walked through the camp not to Belago. Roa must not be allowed to reach Castrum Meridium. Well, let's go. Oh, look at her with her lance. She's got it back. Bloody spear in her hand. We should have swapped her Dragoon for this. We could have met spear with spear. Oh my goodness. Absolute chaos. There we go. We did it. Good work, men. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. Ha! What would you know of low? You, a spoiled little lordling who has never known any want. You know not of our plight, the injustice that we low-born Ishgardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to survive, stealing, killing, anything. It is not my own fault if fools imagined me a paragon when I joined the flames. To hear you tell it, one would think that you were the only person to have ever suffered. In case you haven't forgotten, Raban himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth, with little more than the shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others their fortunes. We accepted the hand that we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. 'Tis true that we were both mercenaries of lowly birth, and 'tis true we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. Fairly righteous fellow. But enough talk. You will return to Old Daw to face justice and the people whose trust you have been dragged through the gutter. A friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our own allies more wisely than Raban chose his. Aww.
I have heard. Truly bothersome business.
Is he talking to
I do not
Raban?
foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Raban. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the Blades watch him in the flames day and night.
The Blades are under
You may
his
leave
control.
The Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
Is he planning on killing her? Not Nanamo! Got a juxtaposition between her seat and the flag in the background. One slot remains in our inventory. Your work here is done, my friend. My thanks. But I do have one last task for you. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Minfilia of all that has happened. For better or worse, she will still want to know how this tale ends.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alfino.
Oh, so he told her.
To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent.
That's
I know not
how
what
it's
to say.
pronounced.
Why you? Why you pronouncing it like that?
I knew it was something weird like that. I couldn't remember.
So ROAI is pronounced Y, and LLE is pronounced U. Why? Yeah, okay. But I had no chance. I had no chance of ever pronouncing that correctly. I was done for from the very beginning.
Aline lent us much needed aid at the time of our order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat.
Oh, not Y, Ryu.
Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters.
Poor Minfilia.
I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Asians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with white auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Asian souls.
Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis
I like
our
her
belief
accent.
that an Asian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether. Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy.
We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the auracite. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
As long as you don't hug me again.
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands.
Oh, don't be flustered.
Lady Nymphilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
So is she gonna go to the Waking Sands?
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically
There
alone
you
there,
go.
then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
I'll do my tests there then. Peepo shy.
You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the Isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
Dimensional compress.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement. But I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God.
Dun dun.
We must pray that my dear friend Kryle regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Alda, our homeland. It's been through so much.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu.
It is Huayu. At least the way that Raban says it.
We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the media project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone.
Oh, interesting.
In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
So it is like it was like infighting.
Van Belsar. It opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea.
It's the uncle.
This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Varus Zos
Oh no,
Galvus.
it was the grandson.
So he was Huayu's true master.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or Monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is. You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with
Poor
that,
Raban.
I take my leave.
Yeah, you almost want to give that task to someone else that's not as deeply connected. You know, he has a personal relationship with these people.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. I know you can hear me, Monetarist scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished! They have purged sickness before the eyes of the 12. I swear it!
That's the energy we need. Is this Nanamo's bedroom? It is.
I shall have no further need of you this day. Your Grace.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Kanisena? Oh, she's having dinner with her.
Ever since he proposed the Coerthan reclamation bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever
refugees.
united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly.
In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
There's gotta be something.
For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Ul'dah to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
There's more at work.
Nay, you jest.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Roban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah.
So is she giving full power over to Roban?
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
Because she said that they would need to help Roban.
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Ul'dah will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people.
There still has to be a government to enforce the Republic voting and make sure there's still some order, though.
Forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
Nanamo. I don't like that at all. Can they just re-elect her? I step aside. There will be no more royalty. However, feel free to elect me if you think that I would make a good, leader of the new Ul'dah Republic. Nanamo, we will always support you. This is why we have our wind-up Nanamo that joins us on all our journeys and is our little Ul'dah spy that reports back to Nanamo at the end of every week.